My guest today is the soon-to-be ASUR President Ann Thorson. Ann recently won the election to become the head of student government next year, taking over for Jake Funk. She's a double major in political science and public policy who's been involved with ASUR since 2013. She's also a member of Alpha Sigma Pi, and it's a pleasure to have her on the program. Ann Thorson, welcome to Inside the Studio.
Thanks, Evan. I'm really excited to be here.
What drove you to get involved with student government?
I knew I wanted to be involved in student government since I came to Redlands. In high school, I wasn't at all involved in it. I was exclusively a band kid. It was just me and my trumpet and all of my band friends. So I knew I wanted a change in college. And since I was interested in political science and government and politics, I figured student government was a great way to get involved and help make the Redlands experience great, not only for me, but for everyone else too.
So where did you start out?
I actually started out, I joined the Social Affairs Committee for Fall Fest, the first or second week of school of my freshman year. And then I actually ran for ASUR Senate. And from there, I served as a senator for 2 years, and I moved up to Senate chair, and here I am as president now.
What did you do in Senate?
Senate was a very multifaceted job. You basically were the representative for a residence hall. So you would put on meetings for that hall, you would put on projects for that hall, and then you would also sit on some university committee. And I think it was just overall being the elected representative of a smaller set of students and coming together to create change.
So now, as the president-elect of ASUR, what are some of the challenges that have faced ASUR this year, and what are some that you hope that you can overcome?
I think one of the biggest challenges ASUR faces not only this year, but every year is making sure that the entire student body knows what's going on and the open communication and transparency. That will definitely be one of my highest priorities as president next year, to make sure that everyone on this campus feels like they're being heard and make it more that student government reaches out to students rather than students having to come to ASUR. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges, because it's very difficult for a group of 15 to 16 students to accurately represent everyone. And we really do want to represent everyone. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges.
Let's talk about representing. Who on your cabinet do you have who is going to be helping you address some of these challenges over the next year?
Everyone on my cabinet is basically there to be the representative of the students. I can't actually talk about who.
I mean the positions. What are the positions that are defined in the ASUR cabinet that are seeking to address some of these challenges?
Yeah, so obviously the vice president is always there to help out with these kinds of things. There's a communications officer who's really in charge of reaching out to the students, making sure they know what's going on, helping with KDOG and KDOG and the newspaper and the yearbook to make sure that those facets of communication are being promoted and making sure that students have these resources. So that's what the communications officer is there to do. But everyone on cabinet, I would believe, is someone who is there to help with those things. Yes.
What is the number one thing you want to accomplish next year?
I really do want everyone to feel like Redlands is a home, and I know that that's a very unreasonable goal, but it's truly something that's very important to me, because I know I would not be the same without Redlands, without it feeling like community to me. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that no matter how bad it gets sometimes, student government's there to help fix any problem. And that's my major goal, to make sure people feel comfortable coming to us to help fix their problems.
What was something that you had a hand in helping accomplish this year that you're proud of?
This year as Senate chair, I really helped think of these discussions of how to more accurately represent students. I know the conversation is still going on with how can Senate actually be reformed to better represent students. Right now there's 1 representative per residence hall and then 3 per off-campus. And it's really been called into question, is that the most accurate way to represent students? Should we be doing it based off of majors? Should we be doing it based off of class? And I think making sure that the elected representatives, aside from the president, making sure that they are the ones who represent the students as well and that they're accurately represented.
As was evident during the recent safety forum on campus, some of the students are concerned about their well-being. and their safety. What are your thoughts on the forum and the general state of affairs in terms of campus safety?
Well, I actually did not get to attend the forum because I had a night class from 6 to 9 on Wednesday night, but I definitely talked to a lot of people about it because I wanted to know what was going on. I think the forum was productive in that it's helpful when the university community gets together to talk about these very important issues and to make sure that everyone does feel like they can express what they want to see happen. I would have liked to personally see a little more diversity represented on the panel itself to make sure that we weren't marginalizing groups of people, that especially the ones that are the ones who don't feel safe on campus. And we need to make sure that everyone feels safe on campus. And I think as long as administration and student government and the student body all keep communicating in this way, we will find change to make everyone feel safer.
Do you expect to have more forums next year?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Addressing specific issues?
Yes, anything that students feel at the time is very important to them. So if a student would come to me with a major problem and then they gather more support, I am more than willing to talk to administration to set up these forums because it's very important that students feel like their voices are being heard, not only by student government, but by administration as well.
Last year, as you probably know, an ASUR committee was formed to reformat the school newspaper due to concerns regarding its general operations. What kind of relationship would you like to see between student media and ASUR in the future?
Well, I think what John has done with the paper this year has been absolutely incredible, and I would love to keep that going throughout the rest of my time and past my time here at Redlands. The student media with KDOG, the yearbook, the newspaper, I think it's great. And I really want to do everything in my power and have ASUR do everything in their power to help promote these organizations. And I think that's very important because I know you work very hard, the newspaper works very hard, and you should be recognized for these things. And not only do you work very hard, but you produce great work, and it really should be noticed more. And that would be definitely something that I'm trying to do.
So do you know what you want to do after you graduate?
Actually, right now, I'm in the middle of studying for the LSAT to go to law school. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, but I guess now I've decided that I'm going to go through with it.
So when is that happening?
June 6th. It's coming up really quick.
That is very soon.
Yes.
But you're not nervous at all.
Oh, I'm very nervous. But
Why are you nervous?
It's just a very high-stakes test, but I'm going to put in the work. So.
I have no doubt. I mean, you were involved in mock trial. I was involved at the same time with you. This is what you want to do. I don't think you'll have any problem. I'd be very surprised if you don't get a perfect score.
Oh, thank you, Evan.
I have all the faith in the world that will happen. Well, thank you very much for coming on the program. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Evan. I had a lot of fun, and everything looks great in here.
Well, thank you very much.